With the rise of book TikTok, it's no wonder that books that were published years back are coming back in this trend. Something that was considered nerdy and not so trendy is becoming a trend. Reading is becoming a trend, and it's good to know that finally people are realizing, and there is this whole community of people dedicated to recommending and reviewing so much books to you all. But despite that, sometimes I feel that keeping up with the trend, we do forget some of the good reads because they are not being hyped enough. These good reads to get left out in the process. So today I would like to introduce you some books that I feel are not hyped enough, and here are only few. There are so many I have to recommend, but here are only a few that I will recommend you for this first part. And if you enjoy this video, I'll definitely be making a second part. So yeah, let's get started with this video. So moving ahead with this video, do consider subscribing to my channel, sharing this video, liking this video. So many of you watch my video, guys, but still have not subscribed yet. Please do consider subscribing. It motivates me to keep doing this for you all. And yeah, do share this video with someone who loves books and art journaling. I have a lot of videos on that, guys. So yeah, let's get started without any further ado. First book that I would like to recommend is The Traveling Cat's Chronicle by Hiro Arikawa. So this book has a very special place in my heart. I read this at a time when I had recently lost my dog, and to be afraid, I was really afraid to start reading this in case I opened that floodgate of emotions that I had finally managed to calm down inside of me. So talking about the book, this book is about Satoru and his cat Nana's journey on a van on the quest to find an owner for Nana, that is the cat. So it builds on a light suspense of why Satoru wants to find an owner for his cat. And this book is narrated from a cat's perspective, and the thing is that even though this is a book written by human and it's narrated by from a cat's perspective, it does not feel unnatural at all. It does not feel like it's just doing too much, it's just mimicking a cat's feeling too much or too less. It just feels perfect, and I have not seen many people recommend this book a lot. So yes, I would highly recommend you to pick up this book, especially if you are a cat lover or a pet lover. You will be able to relate to this, even shed some tears. I did. Even the ending, it's really sad, and I don't want to give much away to you, but I highly recommend you to go grab this book. Another book is The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. So this book takes us through the journey of four siblings who are told about the date of their death, and they all are wondering why, well, is this true, will this come true? And they all react to the news differently, switches from the perspective of one Jewish sibling to another. And what I enjoyed really about is the writing style and all the depth of the character that the book builds up. And it's really wonderful to see all these different characters and all these different stories that takes through. I have not seen this book recommended highly. It's a very interesting read, and I'll definitely recommend you to check this out. Another book that I feel is not recommended enough in book TikTok and in Bookstagram or even in Booktube is Jojo Mayer's The Girl You Left Behind. So this book, whenever we are talking about war, we talk about people who were at the front end fighting the war, but seldom do we talk about the people who were left behind, especially the women and the children, and how they held up together during a war. So in this book, it talks about two different stories that is separated by a century. One happens in a war and one is 100 years after the war and how the stories takes place after that. So it's definitely an interesting read, and beautifully intertwines two different people's life that are separated by a century, and how the character Liv shows the same strength through her struggle. And if you want to know like why the war happened and what was like everything that happened to during the war, this is not a book for you. But if you want to know how the people felt and how the people struggled and how humanity managed to carry out throughout this war, you will definitely enjoy this book. So definitely give it a read. So another book that I feel is not highly recommended anywhere, and I feel is something that is a must read among everyone and every people in Bookstagram, in Book TikTok, and even in Booktube, and that book is The Boy in Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. So even thinking about this book breaks my heart every time I think about this book, and writing a review for this book was definitely heartbreaking. So this book is written from the perspective of a 9-year-old boy during war and all the things he sees and does not understand. When you read this book, you start questioning so many things about the war and why it happened and how it happened, and what all these children who were witnessing the war must have felt. The ending still breaks my heart, and even thinking about it right now, I feel shaken to my core. So I definitely recommend this book. It's a tear-shedding one, but I definitely request you to read this and share this book with everyone because it's that good. So another book that I feel is not so much hyped as I would like it to be, because I feel it's that good, is The Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. So this definitely was a very interesting read in my opinion. It was definitely a page turner for me, and I read it in one day. So this book narrates a story about Kiko, who thinks she has some kind of disease she does not understand, neither does the society she lives in understands, but she tries to pretend she does not have, so that people think she is normal. So this is a satirical take on the society and what the society thinks is normal, and how it discards things or people that are not normal at all. So definitely an interesting read, and I highly recommend you to grab this book and read it because it's that good. And it's not even much, guys. This can be a very beginner friendly book too, so highly recommend you to go grab this. The last book that I would like to recommend you for this video is 10 minutes and 38 seconds in the Strange World by Elif Shafak. So I'm not like, guys, I took this book because I found the cover really interesting, but the story is as interesting as the cover. It's like very different from my normal read, and I think you will enjoy it too. So the story starts with the murder of Layla, and what is interesting about this book is that it is not a thriller kind of story where it takes on why or how Layla was murdered and who murdered Layla and why they murdered it, but it's just a story about a life of Layla and her abusive family, how she suffered abuse from her mothers and from her fathers, and sexual abuse from her paternal uncles. So it's very interesting read, and the reason that I enjoyed it is because of all the cultural references, and it's something I will not have found in many other books, but it's definitely different from my usual reads. And yeah, I feel this book is not recommended in my Bookstagram, TikTok, or anywhere as such, and I hope you will enjoy this book. And if you would like to know more about the reviews of all the books that I have recommended, you can check out my Instagram. I have reviewed all these books in my Instagram and even in my blog, and I will be linking all the books and the reviews for the books in the description below. So I hope to enjoy this video, and do like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and if you feel that there are more such books that you feel are not hyped enough, do mention in the comment section below. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.